Hi everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday encouragement. I hope you're having a great week so far. How many of you sing in the shower? Probably a number of you. Well, how many of you have ever sung during surgery? In just a minute, I'm going to tell you about someone who did that. But first, I want to let you know that after 16 months, we are finally going to be able to have a fellowship dinner again, or more specifically, a fellowship lunch. On July 18th, after the worship service, we're going to have a fellowship lunch. The church will be providing the main course and the sides, and what we're asking you to do is to provide dessert. So make plans to stay after the service on July 18th and enjoy the time together, just sitting and talking over a meal. I know it felt like we'd never be at the point where we could do that again, but we're excited to be able to do more of the things that we enjoy doing as a church family, and this is definitely near the top of the list. And don't forget that we have our children's classes available in the worship hour at 10 o'clock, both preschool and junior church for grades K through 5. And I hope you'll come and bring your kids for their class Sundays at 10 o'clock. Well, 45-year-old Maria DaCosta was given a diagnosis of a brain tumor a couple of years ago. And even though the tumor wasn't cancerous, it needed to be removed. The problem was that where it was located in the brain made it very delicate surgery because it could affect her speech and her reasoning and memory function. So in order to do it properly, the doctors decided that she'd have to be awake during the surgery. Can you imagine? They actually gave her some time to prepare herself mentally and emotionally for brain surgery that she would be awake for. And when the day of the surgery came, she was given very mild anesthesia, just enough to make her slightly groggy, but where she could still speak and respond to questions. The idea was that they would ask her questions about colors and names and shapes and things to make sure that her brain function was still what it ought to be. But Maria blew them away when she started singing a worship song during the surgery. She had written a song of praise to God while she was preparing for the surgery. She said, "I wanted to feel confident during the surgery and have some sort of control in my own way." She said, "My song thanked God for my life and for giving me the strength to fight and win through this difficult health battle." Well, not only did her song of praise assure the doctors that her brain was functioning properly, it made a huge impression on everyone in the operating room. A number of them became very emotional, and they were inspired by her faith. You know, sometimes we wonder why God allows us to go through difficult times. It's kind of easy to fall into thinking, why do I have to deal with this? Why doesn't God take this problem away? Why doesn't He heal this? Why doesn't He fix this? But the truth is that there are a number of times when we can have an impact for His kingdom when we're facing sickness and hardship and difficulty that we could never have when things are going smoothly. That's when our faith can inspire people. That's when our positive Christ-like attitude can cause others to say, what is it about him? How can she have that kind of outlook with what she's going through? What is it that he has that I don't? I had a friend years ago who developed cancer, and through her amazing attitude and the effect of people's prayers for her that brought improvements that couldn't be explained medically, one of her doctors became a Christian. And that never would have happened if she hadn't had to go through that difficulty. And it wouldn't have happened if she hadn't handled that sickness with faith. None of us like it when we have to go through difficulties, and I am certainly no exception. But maybe we ought to make it a regular part of our prayers that when we do, that God would help us to have the strength to handle it with faith and grace, and recognize it as an opportunity to demonstrate the love of God and the power of faith in Him. The Apostle Paul went through beatings, imprisonment, shipwreck, snake bite, and being run out of town. And yet he wrote in 2 Corinthians 4, "We have this treasure in jars of clay, our weak, frail human bodies, to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. We're hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. We're pressed on every side by troubles, but not crushed and broken. We're perplexed because we don't know why things happen as they do, but we don't give up and quit. We are hunted down, but God never abandons us. We get knocked down, but we get up again and keep going. These bodies of ours are constantly facing death just as Jesus did, so it's clear to all that it is only the living Christ within us that keeps us safe. Yes, he says, we live under constant danger to our lives because we serve the Lord, but this gives us constant opportunities to show forth the power of Jesus Christ within our dying bodies. He writes, because of our preaching, we face death, but it has resulted in eternal life for you. We boldly say what we believe, trusting God to care for us. These sufferings of ours are for your benefit. And the more of you who are won to Christ, the more there are to thank him for his kindness, and the more the Lord is glorified. He finishes up by saying, that is why we never give up. Though our bodies are dying, though our inner strength in the Lord is growing every day, these troubles and sufferings of ours are, after all, quite small and won't last very long. Yet this short time of distress will result in God's richest blessing upon us forever and ever. So we do not look at what we can see right now, the troubles all around us, but we look forward to the joys in heaven which we have not seen. The troubles will soon be over, but the joys will last forever. Maria's surgery was a success and she made a full recovery. But even if it hadn't been, I suspect that Maria would have found a way to let her faith inspire others. And the challenge to us is to ask God each day to help us face whatever the day brings with faith and a Christ-like attitude so that he'll be glorified in everything.